So, my legs hurt a little bit. Not nearly as bad as I thought they were going to, just because in the past, going back to playing basketball after not having played in a while, it normally does terrible things to me. However, in this case, I'm surprisingly not in as much pain as I thought I was going to be in. Oh, it's pollen. I thought somebody threw up on my trash can. So, there's that. But today, alongside it being our regular scheduled vlog, our normal content, or lack thereof, I want to spend a little bit of time today talking about a new product that I'm not sponsored to talk about, but I feel passionate talking about it. And like, it's kind of like a fun, is it called an ARG? But it's like a fun little scavenger hunt, and in order to like find the, we'll get to it. Talk about a slow burn ass day. It has been just miserably slow. Literally, like I was up front sitting there and I was like, how have I not gone to lunch yet? I look, it's not even 2 o'clock. I was like, damn, why is it taking so long? It's a cursed topic, I think. For the last 2 weeks, I've tried talking about the Osmo Pocket 4. What you're currently watching has been shot on the Osmo Pocket 3. The 4 was announced and released. Well, it was announced 2 weeks ago. It released last week. However, due to the United States government labeling DJI as a national security risk, the Pocket 4 has not been made available quite yet in the United States. However, for months and months and months and months and months and months and months leading up to the release of the 4, and I think we talked about it, well, I know for a fact we talked about it forever ago, about how DJI was going to make a mirrorless camera, and then that never came to fruition. But the Pocket 4 has been seen and rumored for over a year now. Well, maybe not over a year, but it's been rumored and leaked per se for a while now. And finally, and people have been seen out testing it, and Insta360 is working on their own thing. I think it's called Luna. Anyway, Pocket 4 finally comes out. Aesthetically, very similar to the 3. There's a couple more nuanced things which we could talk about in a little bit, but for the most part, it looks pretty similar. And that made a lot of American consumers wonder, well, did the test product we've seen out and about, is that you're going the wrong way on a one-way? Like, what are we doing? Is that just a prototype? Turns out, the other rumor, this is getting convoluted. So the TLDR of the lunch segment, I don't know how much of that we're actually going to include, is that while the Pocket 4 is out for everyone else in the world, the Pocket 4 Pro, or the prototype kind of dual lens system that we saw getting tested, well, I saw getting I'm sure somebody else saw it getting tested, I digress, that wasn't revealed on the 16th, just the regular version was. However, there is a Pro version. Well, I don't know, I'm assuming it's Pro. So on the official Chinese website, which DJI is a Chinese brand, on the official Chinese website, the Pro is there. 2 lenses. It appears that one is like a set 3 times zoom, so it's not a digital zoom. It's like an actual real zoom, which is crazy. I feel like, again, if that's a huge change, to be fair. But I feel like if that's the only real change, I don't necessarily see a need to upgrade the 3. I mean, I want to because, spending money is like one of my favorite things, but I don't think I need to. technically I don't need to do anything. It's just more of a want thing. But also, in my sort of spiraling about the Pocket 4, Insta360 announced the Luna, which is their counter. Holy shit. Their counter to the Osmo from DJI. And, you know, it's partnered with Leica, which they did with the Ace Pro 2, which we have and we've used. But it's so... everybody, like, not everybody, it's two brands. But, like, it's crazy, though, that the two brands that I'm using, or have been using, are dropping these new sort of pocket cameras. And I don't know much about the Luna. I'm going to do some more research, probably not when I'm working. Like, my real, well, you know, my not real job. You know what I'm saying. But I'm very intrigued by the concept. Do I need another one? No. Do I want another one? No. But it's very cool to see these companies releasing these kinds of cameras. And I like these cameras. I love my Ace Pro 2. It's a great camera. But what I like about these guys is they feel a little bit more camera-y. And what I mean by that is that we get this nice bokeh effect behind me. We get a little bit more depth of field, the bokeh effect. Whereas with my Ace Pro 2 and with the Osmo Action series, at least based on what I've seen, I could be totally out of left field with this, but the focusing distance, or the without switching lenses, is very flat. Everything is in focus, which for some things can be great. But for these videos, I personally prefer the look of the depth of field. I don't know. It just makes me feel more professional. I don't know if that makes sense. And maybe nobody even cares but me. But I don't know. I just like I like the way that it separates the subject and the surroundings. But man, everybody's coming out, two companies. Everybody's coming out with pocket cameras, and I'm excited. I mean, I want to test them. I want to use them because, like, one, the content creator in me wants to be a part of that, and that'd be cool. But also, I just love new equipment, and I especially love cameras. And so seeing these come out, or well, the Pocket 4 Pro, at least seeing that it exists somewhere on the planet, is very exciting. And I wish I knew when more information was going to be out about it, because again, I've seen a lot of like leaks on TikTok and YouTube and Instagram and stuff of people taking pictures of people testing it, but I haven't seen anything official yet. And the Pocket 4, like the regular Pocket 4, that has been officially announced and all the tech and stuff has come out for it. And to be fair, I think my initial thoughts never came out, which is probably good in the long run, but my initial thoughts were wrong. I do think that if with my Pocket 3, there's not really a need for me to upgrade. However, there is a lot more that camera is offering than I initially thought, which is cool. I love that they're making upgrades. I love that it's like actual upgrades. Now, is it enough to convince me to switch from the 3 to the 4? I don't think so, just because the 3 does everything I needed to do, and the 4, again, it adds stuff, but it's stuff that like I don't like need, you know? But it's still cool stuff nonetheless. I would dive into all the details, but that's not really like what I do. And I also don't want to like bog this down more than I already have. But anyway, long story short, 4 is good. Like if like the 3 is going to be cheaper now, but like if you're looking for a good one, the 4. I digress. Would you look at that, ladies and gentlemen? The sun is still out. Another victory for the OJs. Taking on a walk there. Ugh. Long day indeed. Anyway, though, as I was saying, or TLDR part 2, I'm very excited to see all of these crazy advancements in camera, and I am very excited to talk myself out of getting one of them, because Lord knows I'm gonna have to. But it's very cool. I love the kind of competition between Insta360 and DJI, just because like it breeds innovation, and I think we're gonna get some really cool products, and we already are. Again, I don't know a whole lot about the 4 Pro. I would assume, I mean, obviously the biggest selling factor of the Pro 4 is going to be that set-in 3x lens. As to what that could potentially like do and become, I'm, you know, like that's going to be interesting. But also what else they add on top of it. Because if they just add another lens, while very important as it gets rid of the digital zoom side of things, which I know is fixed in the 4 or addressed on the 4, outside of that, I really don't know what else. But it's such a big, I know it's 2 lenses, but it's such a big thing. I wonder if they're going to chop or add even more to it. I'm intrigued to see. I also, with whatever event just happened, as much as I love being in the industry and stuff, I really, like, I should know these things, but I don't, so I apologize. But whatever big event just happened, where the Luna was like, people were able to get hands-on and be able to see it, and I think ask and get questions answered about it, I got to look into that a bit more and see just what all of that entails and what kind of camera it is. Because as much as I love my Ace Pro 2, I feel like, and obviously they're 2 different pieces of equipment entirely. Just because it has a camera doesn't mean it's the same. I'm learning that. You would think I'd know. I'm learning that though. But the Ace Pro 2 quality, again, 2 separate cameras, 2 different use cases, but the camera in that one isn't as strong or to my liking as the Osmo is. So I wonder if the Luna will address the problem that I have personally with that. I don't know. We'll have to look into it. This is just my thoughts, my word vomit. I figured rather than just doing a regular whack and cringe work vlog, why don't I just dedicate part of my time talking about all of these new fun things that are coming out? And here we are. So I don't know. Maybe I'll work this into more of like the weekly rotation in terms of like finding things that I'm excited about and I want to talk about and subsequently talking about it. I think that could be fun and cool. As much as I'm like hyper fixated on new cameras, also unrelated but kind of related, the ads for the Lumix S9 are back on my feed everywhere, and it drives me nuts. I can't get away from that camera regardless of how much I try.